welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be giving you an update about P. Diddy. So today, his federal trial officially kicks off with voir dire, also known as jury selection. And so the music mogul, who was once untouchable in the industry, is now standing trial in federal court in New York on multiple serious charges. So we're going to walk through what's happening, what can be expected over the next few weeks, and some of the major names involved in this case. And I'm definitely going to be asking you guys for your thoughts because this has the internet shook. Also, the Met Gala is today. So it's Met Gala Monday, and also Chris Brown's birthday, and also Diddy's trial. So it is a lot happening in the industry today. Just wanted to note that. All right, y'all, so just like a quick refresher and a reminder of like what is going on, what Diddy has been charged with, because he's been sitting in prison, or in jail rather, since September of last year. All right, so I want to set the scene for you guys. So today is May 5th, like I said, 2025, and jury selection is in the process of beginning today in Manhattan federal court. And Diddy is facing charges that could land him 15 years to life in prison. So this is not just a lawsuit or a tabloid gossip, this is a full-blown criminal trial, as we all know. And so some of the criminal charges, or if not all the criminal charges, excuse me, is sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, racketeering under the RICO Act, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. And so with P. Diddy, we all heard about the rumors. We all heard about all the different lawsuits, the civil lawsuits, and we all know about the raid that was on Diddy's home earlier of last year. But this trial, this means that the government believes they have enough solid evidence to prove that Diddy was not just participating, but possibly running a long-term criminal enterprise. So today is all about the jury selection, where they have over 600 potential jurors to call in. And from that pool, a small group is going to go through like questions and answering processes that we call voir dire, right, in the legal world. And so this is where both the prosecutors and the defense try to weed out people who might be biased, too informed, or too emotional to serve fairly. And so it has to be a fair make of the community, meaning it has to be men, women, black people, white people, Latin people, whatever. And they have to select 12 juries and 6 alternates who are going to be able to sit through an 8 to 10 week of what could be a very emotionally, possibly graphic testimony and evidence, right? And so the judge is going to oversee this process. It's going to be Judge Arun Subramanian. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. And he's reportedly keeping things tight in this whole high-profile case, right? And he's going to be not playing with y'all, meaning the prosecutors and the defense. So we're going to break down these charges real quick because it's not just one thing, it's a whole web of accusations. So he's hit with this RICO charge, which is very huge. And so the government is basically saying that Diddy ran a criminal organization, possibly with staff and insiders helping traffic women, intimidate victims, and cover it all up. And so as far as sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, this is probably the most serious and disturbing charge, whereas the prosecution claims that the women were not just exploited, but controlled through manipulation, abuse, and even threats. And so transportation for purposes of prostitution, this covers all of the alleged acts of moving women across state lines under false pretenses. And if these charges sound familiar, it's because they're similar to what we saw in cases against people like R. Kelly, Jeffrey Epstein. And so the difference is that Diddy's case is more tied to the music industry, and people are watching very closely. Now, let's talk about some of the witnesses. And so one of the biggest names that's expected to testify is Cassie, who is Diddy's ex-girlfriend. And so we all know Cassie filed a lawsuit last year accusing him of physical and sexual abuse for years. And even though that case was settled out of court, her testimony could still be used in this trial. And so there are also other alleged victims that are set to speak out, some publicly for the first time ever. And so, y'all, this isn't just one person or woman coming forward. The prosecutors have multiple witnesses, a paper trail, and possibly electronic evidence from Diddy's home and devices that were seized. Let that sink in. Okay? Yeah. So, of course, Diddy's team is not playing. And so we've heard of them trying to get a couple of continuances to push it back. But the judge was like, y'all have all the evidence you need. you should be ready to go, right? And so Diddy's team is denying everything. He pled not guilty, and he's maintaining his innocence against all these accusations as they are a part of a coordinated smear campaign. And so his lawyers are expected to argue that the government is overreaching, trying to make Diddy face up to the industry-wide issues. And they'll likely focus on discrediting the witnesses and framing the case as an attack on a successful Black entrepreneur. But here's the thing. The federal court, the feds, they don't usually go to trial unless they're confident. And with a case of this magnitude, you can bet that they've got some receipts, okay? So here's what we do know, right? So as of right now, the jury selection starts today and is likely to continue throughout this week. Hopefully it don't last for several weeks like the Young Thug trial. So it's just expected to just go on throughout this week, which I think is going to be very hard to find people in the community that don't know Diddy or have not been influenced by stuff they've seen in the media. I think that's going to be really hard. But and so what's going to start May 12th is the opening statements, and the trial is expected to run until July. And so the media will be watching every move, so expect daily updates and probably a whole lot more revelations. And depending on how things go, this trial could be a defining moment for the music industry, especially around the culture of silence and power. So y'all, I want to also talk about who are the lawyers, right? Starting with the defense side. So we have Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Great. Y'all, I am butchering names. I shouldn't even attempt it. But these are lawyers who represented the NXIVM founder Keith Raniere, who was convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, which are some of the same charges that Diddy is facing. The defense team also includes Brian Steele, who represented Young Thug. He is a new addition to Diddy's defense team. And then you also have Alexander Shapiro. For the prosecutors, it is an all-female team with Maureen Comey, who successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. Then we have Emily Johnson, Nissel Steiner, and Madison Smear, who are all going to be representing the state of New York or that district or whatever, just prosecuting the case. So y'all, this is very serious for Diddy. And so I want to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are. Do you think Diddy is guilty? Do you think he's going to be found guilty? I think it's too early to tell. We have to see how this trial plays out, in my opinion. I'm biased because I've seen the video. I heard the stories. Like, I think Diddy has done some dirt. But we'll have to see. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. If you want me to make daily updates, I surely will do that. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next breakdown. I will be following this closely, and I will keep you guys updated as everything unfolds. My name is Brittany Janae. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.